Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to go through some of the more recent ship updates. When can we expect to see certain ships? Some of the concept sales stuff, what's been making progress, and the ship stats. The most important thing to come ship-wise in the short term, other than Alpha 3.0 and Item System 2.0, is the ship stats page on the RSI website being updated. The current one is massively incorrect, and even if it wasn't, it has very minimal levels of information about ships there. With Item 2.0 and 3.0 Alpha just around the corner, it means that we're going to have a wider picture available to us when looking at all the ships, their systems and weapons. So they're going to standardize a stats page with small, medium, large and capital size components, as well as weapon sizes from 1 to 10, and all being listed for each of the ships. We're also going to see all the systems for ships listed, including avionics, radar, power plants, coolers, shield generators, utility items and hardpoints, main thrusters, maneuvering thrusters, fuel intakes, fuel tanks, quantum drives, quantum fuel tanks, weapons, turrets, missiles, and countermeasures. It's also going to convey the standard equipment that a ship comes with, as well as the max size of component they can take in each of those slots. Other info like cargo capacity, ship sizes and mass, class, top speeds under SCM and Afterburner, crew stations, beds, and loads more will be accurately shown. This allows for a huge amount of comparison between ships, and everything being standardized is just really, really useful. It allows us to be accurate at the very least. The stats page updates are currently being worked on for the near future. I'm expecting it to go live at the same time that 3.0 goes to a live build. And one last thing with that stats page, it is going to have the latest information at any given time on as well. So if they do change anything gets rebalanced, we're going to be able to see how it compares to everything else in the verse. Concept ships. The next concept ship on sale is the Nox. It's going to be $40, but there's probably going to be a Warbond version for $35. It's a space bike of some description. After that, it's likely to be, but not 100%, going to be the Origin 600i luxury ship. We know it's already for concept sale, that Origin 600i. It was talked about previously, but they sometimes do tricks us. We also know about the Sabre Raven, which was mentioned kind of on ATV by accident a little while ago when a document was shown on screen. Lots of people have had like rumours and assumed stuff about it. It could be an E-War variant of the Sabre, it could be a scout ship or a scanner, or even a Super Sabre. There are a new set of concepts coming out after this set of ships. I believe that they are all non-combat ships as well, and they are going to be for various different interesting roles. With concept sales, we are also getting now the price that they intend them to have once they go flyable as well. So you can actually see, is it worth buying? Is it something you're interested in? Or are you going to be able to just get them in verse yourself? Because everything concept ship-wise, everything ship-wise is obtainable in-game without having to spend any more money. All you need is a $45 game package. And every concept sale does normally come within 4 to 6 weeks of each other in the short term. Expect that until we're into 2018 at the very least. Some other bits of ship-related info that were in Ben's day with Batgirl. No Origin industrial ships are planned at the moment, but Origin is a logical choice for a third space bike. Tugboats, they do want tugboats in the game. The Crucible actually started life as a tugboat and then evolved into a repair ship. So they do want them at some point. They just haven't got it on the schedule yet. There is a game-changing ship of some kind coming up later this year. Ben seemed to be very excited about. He was just referring to something pretty awesome. We don't really know what that was, though, but he would be hopefully excited about ships in his job anyway. The Lynx rover is a variant of the Urza rover and is further out on the schedule, so we don't know when that's coming. And some ships will have modules for search and rescue roles as well. So there are lots of ships obviously going to be ready for Alpha 3.0 as well. They're going to be flight ready and also go on sale at the same time if they weren't already on sale. So the Drake Dragonfly Space Bike, for example, the reworked Cutlass Black, the old one of the Cutlass will be automatically updated to the new one. RSI's Constellation Aquila, which is also going to be coming with an Urza rover, is going to be ready for 3.0. The Urza rover itself, obviously. The Misk Prospector, though we don't know if the Prospector is going to have any extra mechanics when it comes with 3.0. It's possible that it could take cargo, and it's possible in some form that we might have extremely early versions of mining possibility, and we'll have to wait and see. It's unlikely. Lots of the ships are also getting reworks for 3.0 as well, or there are reworks going on for some of the ships at the very least. The Cutlass Black rework is being finished off at the moment with its LODs, or LODs. It's going to be a chunkier, more focused Cutlass, looking at having a lot of forward-facing weaponry, the ability to carry cargo and or people for boarding and piracy. It makes a great choice for multi-crew piracy in most situations, and it's going to be one of the best ships, in my opinion, to experience the full scope of what Alpha 3.0 has to offer. It's going to be able to carry a Dragonfly in there as well, stuff like that. So it's got a good mix of stuff that it can do. The Gladius rework. So this is kind of a surprise. The Gladius cockpit has been revamped and relit for the new cockpit experience. This was a bit of a surprise change, but these changes will be in Alpha 3.0 and ready, as with all the other ships, for Item System 2.0 and the new cockpit interaction system that all these ships are going to be getting for Alpha 3.0. So everything might see a little tiny, at least materials and lighting update for Alpha 3.0. So expect some big changes, or at least lots of little changes equating to a big change. As 3.0 was slightly delayed and they've been making progress with some of the other ships, it's now quite possible that some of the additional ships that were planned for 3.1 could be in 3.0 now. The Misk Razor is pretty much finished, and it's a strong possibility they could make it into 3.0. It'd be great for racing. It's an interesting ship that is obviously laser focused at racing. The RSI Aurora update as well. Again, the Aurora is looking very close to a completion. It has 14 different skins that they've made for it too, so it looks very likely that this could make it into 3.0 now. Drake Cutlass Red. So the Cutlass Red is a variant of the Cutlass Black, and has a close completion time frame on its schedule graph. It is before the Cutlass Blue. The Blue is a little bit further off than that, and it could possibly mean that we do get a Cutlass Red in 3.0, or at least it's a possibility. It is a long shot based on some of the other stuff that's going on, and at a much more big stretch, the Anvil Terrabin could possibly be in 3.0. It's in grey box at the moment, and it is a very small ship. It's getting a lot of attention, as well as being part of a very developed ship pipeline. So if everything shone its way and went awesome for it, it's possible that it could make it into 3.0, though pretty unlikely. There are some pretty awesome looking ships coming in after 3.0 as well, but coming in this year. The Hull C is making a large amount of progress with its exterior. They're finishing off the landing gear and front section of this ship, which we can see now rendered in engine. The interior of the front section is also getting a lighting pass with some new of the light group controller stuff. Then the spine tunnel and engine room are getting done in the same fashion as well, and it's making pretty quick, good progress, that Hull C. The Reclaimer is now my favourite ship. It's a massive salvage and treasure hunting ship with drones and a massive amount of ship ripping equipment, drill things. Oh, it's so cool. The drone room and engine room are now complete. Various assets are used from the Idris, which shares a common manufacturer in Aegis. It has similar components as well in a lot of the cases, though these parts are reskinned for the Reclaimer. The exterior is nearly complete, and they've moved on to various damage states and ship destruction and how it breaks apart. It's looking fantastic, the Reclaimer. Also on the schedule, hopefully by the end of 2017, with the 3.1 and 3.2 patches coming out, the Freelancer Max, DUR, and Miss variants, the Connie or Constellation Taurus and Phoenix, the Vanguard Harbinger and Sentinel, the Mustang update and rework, the Anvil Hurricane, which will be good to get it out that early, the Cutlass Blue, the Reclaimer and Hull C that we've discussed as well. Although not mentioned in the schedule report, actually, I'm assuming that the Hull A and B would be ready too by the end of 2017. All flight ready, along with some more functionality with the other ships as well. So by the end of 2017, we will have quite a large portion of flyable ships, and hopefully a good amount more game mechanics. After 2017, so early to mid-2018 on the schedule, we currently have the Origin 890 Jump, the Carrack and Banu Merchantman all being completed by mid-2018. Those are some pretty big ships as well. There are obviously other ships that aren't mentioned and do not appear on the schedule, some of which are further out, others might make a surprise appearance, and some are waiting for the release of Squadron 42 Episode 1 to be released. Expect after 3.0 is released, that the schedule report will be updated to reflect a more accurate schedule, and we should see some more ships that are further out start to appear. The Redeemer, as well, for example, is a ship that's pretty low priority to CIG, I believe anyway. It requires a second phase kind of concepting, though it's hangar ready. It at the very least requires a major rework with their new system. It wasn't really built by CIG, it was built by the guys that made the Next Great Starship stuff, so there are a lot of issues with that. It was originally supposed to be used instead of the Hoplite for Squadron 42, but they went down the Hoplite route instead. And ships like the Hurricane, it's great to see them in-game extremely soon because they don't require major mechanics and they're small ships, and they're getting this much more efficient and effective pipeline for ships as well. So when you do hear them announce concept ships, it's much more likely that they will be finished relatively quickly compared to stuff that we've seen in the past. It's not going to be years and years and years as a process. It's much more going to be sort of like up to a year kind of thing before you see a ship. I mean, that's not 100% true in all cases, and we'll have to wait and see in the size of some of these concept sales that they have in the future, but that's my expectation anyway. A large amount of derelict ships as well are going to be seen in 3.0 alpha, with the possibilities of pretty much every ship that's flyable to be a derelict ship somewhere in the verse. Also as well, possibly the Idris and Javelin may make an appearance as Rex in the verse. Every month we give away a ship. For June, it's a Freelancer DUR, donated by the Epic Stormfire 962. You're a scholar and a gent, thank you very much. All you need to do is to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on one of my Star Citizen videos during that particular month. Have you got any questions for me about ships, concept sales, or Alpha 3.0, or questions directly for me? Or Star Citizen in general, or whatever. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon as well as everything else we've discussed below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.